Copyright notice. I don't own Star Wars, but I do love it enough to stick with it through thick and thin. Thus, I'm working under the principle of fair use. Hey, my name's Jimmy Chaos. Today, we're going to go over my 5 favorite lightsaber designs from both the Legends and canon continuities. Number 5. The Force-Imbued Blade and the Sith Sword. Both of them come from Legends, and some people say that the Sith Sword is descended from the Force-Imbued Blade. Technically, neither of these are lightsabers, but they're just really cool. The Force-Imbued Blade was the weapon of the precursors of the Jedi, covered in my Chosen One avatar theory. An initiate would select a high-carbon metal, then forge the Force into it, making it into a lattice-like structure. The initiate would then place a crystal into the blade and meditate until the lattices of the blade, crystal, and smith became one. The result? A lightsaber-resistant blade that could cut through almost any material. As for the Sith sword, it is forged through a combination of the previous process and Sith alchemy. 4. Count Dooku's lightsaber from Legends. Well, Dooku's lightsaber is sort of the same in canon and Legends, but in Legends it is confirmed that not only is it a curved lightsaber, but it is also a dual-phase lightsaber, meaning that it has 2 lengths in order to trip up his opponent. Overall, I think that it is a lightsaber worthy of one of the greatest sword masters among the Sith and one of the greatest actors of all time, Christopher Lee. 3. The Crossguard Lightsaber. In canon, an ancient lightsaber design dating back to at least the Scourge of Malachor, Kylo Ren rediscovered it after he went overboard with the process of bleeding his kyber crystal, actually cracking it. He needed a way to vent the excess energy. The crossguard seemed perfect, as it was designed to vent excess energy in an era when lightsaber designs had not yet been perfected. Personally, I think that the crossguard serves another practical purpose. When Kylo gets into lightsaber clashes, his opponent can't cut off his fingers that easily. 2. The Darksaber. The Darksaber was invented by the first Mandalorian to be inducted into the Jedi Order, Tar Vizsla, then reclaimed by the other members of House Vizsla during the fall of the Old Republic. They used the Darksaber to unite the clans that made up House Vizsla, then the houses that made up Mandalore. Ever since, it has remained a symbol of the leader of House Vizsla, and by extension, the warriors of Mandalore. Bo-Katan Kryze of House Kryze was the last known owner of the Darksaber. Now, on to the actual design. The Darksaber is one of the most unique lightsabers ever, having a black blade, sword-style edge geometry, and a katana-like guard, meaning that if your hands happen to slip, your fingers won't immediately melt, since, well, there's a guard there, protecting your hands, which is part of the purpose of a real-life guard. Not the only reason, but part of it. If only there were guards on more lightsabers. As for the edge geometry, the Jedi take in children at 2 or 3, but Mandalorian warriors are probably taught how to wield a sword from 9 months old, so it was probably what he was used to. When the Mandalorian Crusaders or Neo-Crusaders liberated it, House Vizsla found a weapon with the weight of a lightsaber and the look of a sword, a weapon like no other. As for the Black Blade, well, we have no idea. I do have a theory, though. The red crystal is what happens if dark side energy is poured into a kyber crystal through a process called bleeding. A black kyber crystal may be what happens if a kyber crystal bonds to someone who has a natural affinity to the dark side. This is just speculation, though. Seriously, don't quote me on that. So an update on the possible origins of the Darksaber that I didn't know about when first editing this video. A type of lightsaber was invented by masters of Form 1 of lightsaber combat called the Broadsaber, which had a similar edge geometry. Here you can see what is most likely fan art of it. Tar Vizsla could have been a master of Form 1, or the Darksaber could have been a prototype for the Broadsaber. The in-universe reason that the Broadsaber was created was so that masters of Form 1, which had striking similarities to ordinary vibro sword play, had something more like an ordinary sword to wield. So far, it has only been mentioned in the canon Star Wars tabletop RPG, so the most likely out-of-universe reason is that people wanted to wield a Darksaber, but couldn't since it's a one-of-a-kind artifact with a story that ties in importantly with the Galactic Civil War, which is the era that the RPG takes place in. Now, onto the Kyber Crystal. A rarer type of lightsaber crystal was the Krayt Dragon Pearl, which literally developed in the digestive systems of Krayt dragons, the biggest normal carnivores on Tatooine, in order to help them break down food, because they couldn't do it with their teeth. The Krayt Dragon Pearl, despite being a Kyber crystal, came in a higher variety of colors than the Kyber crystals on Ilum, including black. The Krayt Dragon Pearl was notoriously difficult to place inside a lightsaber and required slaying a Krayt dragon to get. However, I can imagine a man like Tar Vizsla wanting to get a Krayt Dragon Pearl in order to prove his skills as both a Mandalorian and a Jedi, and, since it comes in black, it could be the crystal in the Darksaber. I should also note that when I said that the last known owner of the Darksaber was Bo-Katan Kryze, The Mandalorian had not yet come out. However, to go any further would be spoilers for The Mandalorian, and frankly, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who doesn't have Disney Plus, because it's the Star Wars we deserve. Number 1. Darth Maul's new combination saber staff and cane. Now, I am a little biased, since I do have training with the staff, but I love me a good saber staff, and this handle design is frankly excellent. Another late edit. I'm going to be known as JJ Chaos from now on. I did not know when I chose the nickname Jimmy Chaos that I shared it with a violinist. I have already checked, the name JJ Chaos is not taken. Thanks for watching, JJ Chaos signing off.